Hello, beautiful listeners, and welcome back to Green Earth Essentials, where we explore how small shifts can make a big impact on your health, your home, and the planet. I'm your host, Michelle Jackson, and today we're diving into a topic that hits closer to home than you might realize. Literally, we're talking about the hidden hormone disruptors in your home, what they are, where they're hiding, how they affect your health, and most importantly, what you can do about them. Stick around to the end for simple swaps and powerful tips. And don't forget, if you love the show, you can support us at patreon.com/Green Earth Essentials. Let's jump in. Hormone disruptors or endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, are substances that interfere with your body's hormonal system. They can mimic hormones like estrogen, block hormone receptors, or mess with how hormones are made and broken down. The endocrine system controls everything from metabolism to mood to fertility. So when it's out of balance, you feel it. Some EDCs are naturally occurring, but may come from human-made chemicals found in everyday products. Over time, even tiny exposures can add up, leading to issues like thyroid problems, reproductive struggles, early puberty, weight gain, and even certain cancers. Let's start with the big one, plastics. Plastics like polycarbonate and PVC often contain BPA and phthalates, two notorious hormone disruptors. These chemicals can leach into your food, water, and even the air you breathe, especially when plastic is heated. Look for plastics labeled with recycling codes 3, PVC, 6, polystyrate, and 7, other, often polycarbonate. Safer swaps, choose glass, stainless steel, or BPA-free options. Store leftovers in glass containers. And never microwave plastic. Many conventional cleaning products are filled with synthetic fragrances, preservatives, and surfactants that can disrupt your hormones, often without you even realizing it. Ingredients like triclosan, an antibacterial agent, and alkyl phenols found in detergents and all-purpose cleaners have been linked to endocrine disruption in both animal and human studies. Phthalates, commonly used to stabilize synthetic fragrances, are especially concerning as they can interfere with estrogen and testosterone balance, potentially affecting fertility, metabolism, and even child development. Some multi-surface sprays and antibacterial cleaners, while marketed as fresh and clean, are actually introducing a chemical cocktail into your home's air and surfaces. These ingredients can linger on countertops, be inhaled during use, or even be absorbed through the skin. The irony is that in trying to create a clean home, we may be undermining our body's hormonal balance, especially with daily or frequent exposure. A better option? Look for plant-based, fragrance-free, or essential oil-scented alternatives that are free of harmful additives. Certifications like EWG verified, Safer Choice, or Made Safe can guide you towards safer options. Or you can take the DIY route and make your own cleaning products using simple, effective ingredients like white vinegar, baking soda, Castile soap, lemon juice, and essential oils like tea tree, lavender, or lemon. These natural alternatives clean just as well without the toxic load. Air fresheners, scented candles, laundry detergents, perfumes, fabric softeners, the list goes on. Synthetic fragrances are almost everywhere in our homes, used to create a pleasant environment or enhance a product's appeal. However, most commercial fragrances are made from complex chemical blends, many of which have not been independently tested for safety. The problem is compounded by trade secret protections, which allow companies to keep fragrance formulas confidential. As a result, a single word like fragrance on a product label may hide dozens or even hundreds of chemicals, some of which are known endocrine disruptors. These include compounds that have been linked to respiratory irritation, skin sensitivities, neurological effects, and even hormone imbalances. Fragranced products also contribute to indoor air pollution, releasing volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that can linger long after use. These VOCs are absorbed not only through inhalation, but also through skin contact or household dust. To freshen your space without harmful chemicals, seek out products labeled fragrance-free or those scented only with 100% pure essential oils. Be cautious of labels that say unscented, as they can still contain masking fragrances. Instead of aerosol sprays or plug-ins, try natural air freshening techniques. Open your windows regularly to increase ventilation. Use a diffuser with essential oils like eucalyptus, peppermint, or clary sage, or simmer a pot of citrus slices, cloves, and rosemary on the stove for a cozy, toxin-free scent. Our daily beauty and hygiene routines can be a hidden source of endocrine disrupting chemicals. Products like moisturizers, shampoos, deodorants, makeup, and sunscreen often contain synthetic ingredients that are easily absorbed through the skin, our body's largest and most porous organ. Among the most concerning ingredients are parabens, used as preservatives, which can mimic estrogen and interfere with hormone balance. Synthetic musks are another group of chemicals often found in personal care products, particularly perfumes and scented lotions that can accumulate in the body and potentially disrupt hormone signaling. In addition, formaldehyde releasers and oxybenzone found in some sunscreens are also under scrutiny for their hormonal effects. The absence of full ingredient transparency in some cosmetic products makes it even more difficult for consumers to avoid harmful substances. This is especially true for items that use vague terms like fragrance without disclosing the full chemical makeup. To protect yourself, opt for brands that fully disclose ingredients and are labeled paraben-free and fragrance-free. Apps like EWG's Healthy Living and Think Dirty are excellent tools for evaluating products before purchase. You can also simplify your beauty routine by using multi-purpose, naturally formulated items, or even make your own using clean ingredients like coconut oil, aloe vera, and shea butter. Teflon and other nonstick coatings often contain PFAs, a family of forever chemicals, short for per, and polyfluoroalkyl substances that are incredibly persistent in both the environment and the human body. These substances don't degrade easily and can accumulate over time, making their presence especially concerning. Studies have linked PFAS exposure to a range of health issues, including thyroid disorders, immune system suppression, hormone imbalances, and decreased fertility. They've also been found in blood samples of people all over the world, highlighting how widespread and difficult to avoid these chemicals have become. One of the main risks comes from high heat. When nonstick pans are overheated, especially above 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius, they can release toxic fumes that may cause flu-like symptoms in humans and can be deadly to pet birds. Even at lower temperatures, the coatings can degrade over time with regular use, scratching, or dishwashing, potentially releasing particles into your food. Switching to safer options like cast iron, stainless steel, and ceramic coated cookware not only reduces your exposure to PFAs, but also supports more sustainable cooking habits. These alternatives can last for decades with proper care and often improve with age, especially cast iron, which becomes naturally nonstick over time. Couches, mattresses, and baby products often contain flame-retardant chemicals like PBDEs, polybrominated diphenyl ethers, which are added to meet flammability standards but come with serious health concerns. These compounds don't stay locked in the materials. They can leach into household dust and enter our bodies through inhalation, ingestion, especially for small children, or skin contact. PBDEs have been associated with hormone disruption, neurodevelopmental delays, reduced fertility, and thyroid dysfunction. Although many PBDEs have been phased out in some regions, other flame-retardant chemicals like TDCPP and TCEP are still in use and may pose similar risks. What's more, older furniture and foam-based products manufactured before regulations changed may still be releasing these compounds into your home environment. To reduce exposure, vacuum frequently using a HEPA filter. Wash hands regularly, especially before eating, and consider replacing older furniture over time. When shopping for new pieces, choose items labeled free of added flame retardants and opt for natural materials like organic wool, natural latex, or untreated cotton, which are inherently fire-resistant without toxic additives. Believe it or not, household dust isn't just an annoyance, It's a surprisingly efficient delivery system for endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs. Every time you walk across your carpet, sit on upholstered furniture, or open a window, microscopic particles are released into the air and settle as dust. But this isn't just dirt. Studies show that household dust often contains a mix of toxic residues, including phthalates, flame retardants, BPA, pesticide traces, and perfluorinated compounds, PFCs, from nonstick and water repellent surfaces. These chemicals come from common household items like electronics, vinyl flooring, plastic toys, personal care products, and treated fabrics. Once released into the air, they bind to dust particles and linger on surfaces where they can be inhaled, ingested, or absorbed through the skin. This makes dust a constant source of low-level exposure, especially for children who are more vulnerable due to their developing systems and tendency to play on the floor and put their hands in their mouths. In fact, a 2016 study published in Environmental Science and Technology found that dust collected from homes across the U.S. consistently contained at least 45 different endocrine disrupting chemicals, even at low levels. These compounds have been linked to developmental delays, reproductive issues, metabolic disorders, and hormonal imbalances, making dust more dangerous than it appears. Fortunately, there are practical ways to reduce your exposure. Vacuuming regularly with a vacuum that has a high-efficiency particulate air HEPA filter can help trap the smallest, most harmful particles instead of dry dusting, which tends to stir chemicals into the air. Use a damp microfiber cloth that actually picks up and holds dust. Mopping hard floors with water-based methods is also more effective than sweeping. Leaving shoes at the door is a simple but powerful habit that prevents outdoor contaminants like pesticides and heavy metals from being tracked inside. And in high traffic areas, using an air purifier with a HEPA filter can further reduce airborne pollutants and dust accumulation. By making a few of these habits part of your regular cleaning routine, you'll not only keep your space visibly clean, you'll also reduce the invisible toxic burden in your home environment. Food packaging might seem harmless, but it's often a hidden source of endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, that can leach into the food we eat and drinks we consume. One of the most well-known offenders is BPA, bisphenol A, a synthetic compound found in the epoxy resins lining many canned food containers and also used on the thermal paper of printed receipts. When exposed to heat or acidity, like when you microwave food in plastic or store acidic food in cans, these chemicals can migrate into your meals. BPA has been linked to a variety of health issues, including infertility, thyroid dysfunction, early puberty, and increased cancer risk. But it doesn't stop at BPA. Many companies, under pressure to remove BPA, have turned to substitutes like BPS and BPF, structurally similar compounds that are proving to be just as problematic. These BPA-free products may not be as safe as they seem. Additionally, some so-called eco-friendly or compostable takeout containers, especially those labeled as water or grease resistant, are treated with PFAs, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These forever chemicals don't break down easily and can accumulate in the body over time, disrupting hormone regulation, damaging the liver, and impairing immune function. Plastic wrap, disposable coffee cups lined with plastic, and single-use utensils also contribute to this exposure. Reheating or storing hot food in plastic containers further increases the likelihood of chemical leaching. To reduce your exposure, consider simple swabs that build up over time. Choose fresh or frozen foods instead of canned whenever possible. Store leftovers in glass, stainless steel, or silicone containers rather than plastic. When shopping or dining out, politely decline printed receipts and opt for digital versions. Bringing your own reusable bags, water bottles, coffee cups, utensils, and containers not only cuts down on waste, but also helps protect your hormone health. Even avoiding microwaving food in plastic is a meaningful step. Each small choice may seem minor on its own, but together they add up to a significant reduction in your chemical load and a safer, cleaner environment for everyone. Here's the good news. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start by focusing on what you use most: your water bottles, your cooking surfaces, your favorite lotion. Gradually replace items with safer alternatives as you run out. Even one small change can significantly reduce your exposure over time. It's all about progress, not perfection. The reality is, our modern world is full of chemicals we can't always avoid. But by becoming more aware and making intentional swaps, we can protect our health, our families, and our planet. Thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful and want to support the work we're doing here at Green Earth Essentials, visit us at patreon.com/Green Earth Essentials. Your support means the world. Until next time, stay green, stay mindful, and stay empowered. This is Michelle Jackson signing off.